Good afternoon. Welcome to First Congregational Church, United Church of Christ, Atlanta. My name is Trey Clegg, and I am the organist of this historic church. Our pastor is the Reverend Dr. Dwight Andrews. Today's concert in our ongoing series of midweek musical meditations is a tribute to Women's History Month with a program of all organ music, all by some of the greatest women composers from the United States in the 20th and 21st centuries. I hope that this program and the ones to come will give you joy, lift your spirits, and encourage your souls. Please invite your friends to join us on the first Wednesday of every month at 12 noon. We begin today's performance with a programmatic suite for organ by my dear friend, African-American woman composer, Dr. Sharon J. Willis, entitled The Exodus Suite. Dr. Willis wrote the Exodus Suite for me in 2005, and I played the world premiere performance of it that same year. Dr. Willis bases the story of this suite on the life of Harriet Tubman, also a woman called Moses. In the Exodus Suite, we hear three movements. The first movement, Chronicles, is a Passacaglia, which is a ground bass theme. This ground bass begins in the pedal of the organ and appears in various treatments during the first movement 19 times to illustrate the 19 times that Harriet Tubman returned to the South to free slaves in her lifetime. Listen now to Chronicles, a Passacaglia which features the spirituals Go Down Moses and Wade in the Water. The second movement of the Exodus suite, entitled Communion, features the spirituals, "Let us break bread together on our knees," and the drinking of the wine. In this second movement, Dr. Willis illustrates the story of not only the passengers of the Underground Railroad taking communion together, but also being in communion, in fellowship with one another as they traveled to safety. Listen now to this hauntingly beautiful second movement of the Exodus suite, Communion. We finish the Exodus suite with the third movement, entitled Celebration, a Juba Dance. In this third movement, Dr. Willis illustrates the spiritual "I Got a Robe." In this third movement, the story finishes with the passengers of the Underground Railroad making it to freedom up north in safety. Listen now to this jubilant Juba dance, a celebration. We continue today's performance with a piece by one of my favorite African American women composers, Mrs. Undine Smith Moore. Mrs. Moore lived from 1904 to 1989 and composed an enormous breadth of literature, some of which included organ compositions. This organ piece by Undine Smith Moore, entitled Variations on Nettleton, features the hymn tune Nettleton, often paired with the text, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. Listen now to the ways in which Mrs. Moore treats this tune, Nettleton, Come Thou Fount of Every Blessing. Next, we hear a piece by America's most famous concert organist, Diane Bish. Diane Bish wrote many different treatments of various hymn tunes, one of which was the Thanksgiving hymn, Now Thank We All Our God. This fantasia on Now Thank We All Our God by Diane Bish features various treatments of the tune and various tone colors within the organ to illustrate the powerful text Now thank we all our God with hands and hearts and voices raised. We continue today's performance with a setting of the Southern hymn, I Am Bound for the Promised Land, by internationally renowned concert organist Joyce Jones. Dr. Joyce Jones was the professor of organ at Baylor University in Texas for many years, and she performed organ concerts all over the world for 60 years. This treatment of the tune, I Am Bound for the Promised Land, features the various trumpet stops of the organ in anticipation of our eternal arrival into heaven, the Promised Land. Listen now to Joyce Jones' setting of the Promised Land. We conclude our time together today with the finale from Florence Price's Sonata for Organ. Florence Price, probably perhaps the greatest woman composer of the 20th century, and also the greatest African-American woman composer of the 20th century, wrote for many mediums, one of which was for the organ. Her virtuoso compositional style was extraordinary in the French Romantic style of organ composition. Her famous virtuoso sonata for organ ends with a finale that challenges the technique of the organist. The ending of this finale has the pedal going crazy at the end. It's a real exciting piece to play. Listen now to the various ways in which Florence Price takes us on a great roller coaster ride. Finale from Sonata for Organ.